Welcome to the Solo Promoter Podcast. This is the show that is one guy talking about tabletop pro wrestling and fighting games, playing them by himself, absolutely solo. This includes games by Filsinger Games, Legends of Wrestling, Champions of the Galaxy, Go Fight Pow, and much, much more. Welcome to the show. My name is Grandpa Choco. This is episode number 102. Before we get going, I want to send a special thank you out to all the Golden Circle channel members. These are the fine folks who help support all the content at solopromoter.com. They get to see video recordings of these podcasts in action. Ooh. If you would like to support the channel and all the fun content from solopromoter.com, head on over to solopromoter.com on your desktop computer and click the join button. That way, for very little a month, you can support this show and the other content on the channel. All right, let's get to some tabletop updates. I have been playing Champions of the Galaxy. I've been loving it. I have about 6 cards left in the current Myth Worlds year, and it looks like the month of May I will be spending time in Georgia for pretty much the whole month of May. The roster is so huge for Myth Worlds that I cannot take my Myth Worlds cards with me. I'd have to pay for an extra suitcase. So I am going to be taking some gaming stuff with me, but my hope, my goal, my dream is to finish Myth Worlds before I leave. Now, time is ticking. I'm recording this on April 14th, 2025, and I leave on April 27th. So time is ticking. It's not impossible. And coming up at the end of the year, 2 of the cards are tournaments. So we'll have the Civil War Tag Team Tournament and the Betrayal singles tournament. These are tournaments that I've been using in my fed since the very first time I started playing. In fact, my first card was Betrayal, and so that's why the Betrayal tournament happens every year. And then, of course, the big end of the year card is called Big Bang, and I've been playing that ever since the beginning. So very excited. I always get excited when I get to the end of the year because I know that a new year is just right around the corner. So very excited about that. I hope you enjoyed the interview with Tom Filsinger. It got a huge number of downloads, so I think people liked it, and it was certainly fun to talk to Tom and pick his brain about the new cards that have come out since Myth Worlds has been released. I will say, there's a lot of discussion about the art and about Shane's art in particular. And I will say, with Shane being probably my favorite Champions of the Galaxy character of all time, this is not my favorite artwork, but the way I look at it is there has been, through all the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cards that have been released, there has been some art that I was not fond of. And I often find a lot of times that I like the art that other people don't like, and vice versa. So I think art is very, very important to the game, but I also don't think that bad art can just ruin a card, and I'm not going to play this game because this bad art ruined the card. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, most of the time, the card is face down on the desk anyway while you're playing. So there you go. I'm excited to use the new Shane card. I haven't yet. But anyway, it was great to chat with Tom and hear his reasoning behind some of these cards. Excited about the new jumping on point. See how that goes. And Tom and I have talked about him coming back on the show when the next Myth Worlds comes out. So you can have that to look forward to as well. Also, I am going to Galacticon. I mean, that's the plan right now, unless suddenly I get work that shoots right at the same time. But if such a job comes up, I'm going to say, no, I am busy. So I'm going to get Galacticon. Right now, I'm trying to formulate my exclusive. I think I will be able to figure out my exclusive while I'm working in May, but I have an idea of what it is, and it's something that Chad and I have been working on. I kind of have given a little preview of it on the channel before, but anyway, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I don't think it's gonna be a wrestling card. I think it's gonna be something different, and I'm excited to work on it. Also, Road to Galacticon, the virtual event, is coming up on May 4th. Now, I'm gonna be working that day, but I am excited to take part in some of the stuff because I'm not working the entire day. I'm just hoping that the auction doesn't take place while I'm working, but it is possible I might be able to take a break during the auction because there is one thing that I want, and I am going to bid to the moon to get it. And so there you go. Also, I was very, very excited to see that upgraded packaging is available for the con cards. And it is still my dream, my one little boy's dream, that all Phil Singer Games orders will have upgraded packaging sometime in the future. Sometime, please, 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 up in heaven, make it happen. We've been very good. Please give us upgraded packaging for all the orders. It's crazy that there's upgraded packaging for some orders and not some orders. So hopefully that'll expand to all of them. Anyway, that is sort of the updates for what's going on here. Let's move on to the main topic. Now, this main topic is something that I have wanted to talk about here on the podcast for quite some time, and that is the concept that thinking about your game is playing the game. Okay, let me say that again. Thinking about playing your Fed is playing your Fed. Okay, I know a lot of times people think that they're not playing unless they're seated at the table, but I'm going to hope to convince you here in a second as I talk about this. Now, I do want to say this is not something that was totally my idea. This is something that I heard, I believe, on the Solo Roleplayers podcast. And they were doing an interview on there, and this concept of thinking about the game is playing the game came up, and it really clicked with me because, I mean, if you've ever booked a world title feud in your head while you're doing dishes, you've been playing the game. I mean, we hear Tom has talked about it. I've heard lots of other promoters talk about it. I myself have done it. You are falling asleep at night. You are thinking about your Fed. That is playing the game. Thinking through feuds, angles, and storylines without dice and cards is active engagement with the game. So if you're thinking about who is going to be the main event of your next Legends of Wrestling card, or your next Champions of the Galaxy card, or your next Go Fight Pow card, or Squared Circle, or whatever, you are playing the game. And this applies especially to solo players, right? Because if you're playing with a group of other people, you kind of can't, you can think about the game, but you kind of can't play it unless you're with the group of people. But if you are a solo promoter, like me, thinking about the game is actually playing the game. And you can think of your wrestling Fed during these everyday moments, like the boredom moments, you know, where we get our most best ideas: walking the dog, driving, in the shower, lying awake at night. Mental booking is a form of creative daydreaming. So as you sit there going, oh man, I really want to build up to this match, and how can I do that? Well, I could have this person come in and this person do that, and that is creative daydreaming, but that is playing the game. Your booking brain, as you go throughout your day, is always a little bit on, right? You'll find yourself as you're driving or walking the dog or doing the dishes, etc., thinking about these upcoming matches. And that brain of yours, the creative brain, is always on. And that is a very, very good thing. It's sort of compared to traditional role-playing game prep or world building, right? Because if you're a game master who's leading a Dungeons and Dragons or one of the other things, RPGs, you have to do a lot of prep work before you get to the actual playing. So thinking about your Fed, thinking about the matches you want to run, that is playing your game. You know, Chad Olson always talks that his ring crew went on strike. But if you listen to the Uncharted Territory podcast, which you should, they've had whole episodes where they're doing fantasy booking. That's playing the game. Yes, they're not sitting down at a table rolling out dice, but they are playing the game. Wrestling promoters, real and fantasy, do the same thing as these RPG people. They're building the world in their head, the world of their Fed. The Alaskan Fed that everybody loves on the Facebook page, the Phil Singer Games Promoters Facebook page. That guy, I'm sure, is building worlds in his head all the time before he actually sits down to play. And it really shows that he's put a lot of thought into it. And you could be doing that as well. Now, the benefits of thinking ahead are sharper storytelling and a stronger continuity, right? Because if you sit down and play and something happens, and then as you go out throughout the day, you think about it, you can kind of make things have stronger continuity or make things have sharper storytelling. I will tell you, there have been many, many times where I have rolled out matches on my desktop and I have written down the results, but then it's not till later when I'm typing in the results or whatever that I come up with ideas like, oh, this is why that should have happened. The technical result as I was playing is that, it was a DQ because, just one of those DQ things like on the out of the ring chart, whip into the announce table, roll DQ. But, and that's what I write down. I write down DQ, whip into announce table. But later on, either as I'm typing in my results to post or I'm just thinking about my results, I can go, oh no, instead of that, what if this person came out and interfered when they went out of the ring, and that's why the DQ happened, and that will spur a storyline down the road. So just that active thinking when you're not at the table really helps make your world bigger and more colorful. The other great thing about thinking ahead before you play the game is that it reduces sort of analysis paralysis at the table, where you sit there and you're like, oh, geez, I don't know what to do. I don't know what matches I should have. If you've been thinking about it throughout your time from the last time you've been playing, you'll have a list of matches already in your head, ready to go and ready to put on the table. I do it all the time. I even keep notes sometimes on my phone of matches that I want to run in the future. So thinking ahead is really, really a great thing. So here's what I want to know for you, and you can answer this down in the comments for either this video, or you can send them to me at grant@throwingtoasters.com. Where were you when you had your best booking idea? What were you doing when you had your very best booking idea? Were you sitting at the table, or were you somewhere else thinking about the game? Let me know. I want to know. Thanks again to the Solo Role Players podcast for kind of spurring this idea. And let me know what you think, because I think it's an interesting topic. And I think a lot of times if you're feeling bummed out because you haven't played and you consider playing sitting at the table rolling dice, just know that if you're thinking about your Fed, if you're thinking about the matches, the feuds, the angles you want to run, you are playing, even if you are washing dishes or walking the dog or driving the car. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. If you have a topic you'd like the show to cover, leave it in the comments. Make sure to subscribe or follow wherever you're listening to this. You can check out my personal feds at gwfpromoter.com and lowpromoter.com. The theme song is American Guy by Throwing Toasters, used by permission and available on Apple Music, Spotify, and anywhere you get your music. This podcast is not affiliated in any way with any gaming company or their subsidiaries. It's purely for entertainment purposes. This episode is copyright 2025 Saturday Morning Media, all rights reserved. www.saturdaymorningmedia.com.